Ottawa's tech sector is known for satellites, semiconductors, and SaaS. But did you know that Ottawa is changing the game in clean tech too? Carbon emissions reductions is on the agenda tonight on this episode of Techopia Live. I'm Riaz Sidi, live here at Tech Tuesday on behalf of the Ottawa Business Journal and Techopia Live. Today it's all about clean technology and how Ottawa is a great place to start a clean tech company to remove carbon emissions and to reduce our carbon footprint in the oceans and in the forests. So let's go and talk to our guests here at Tech Tuesday.
I think in Ottawa, we have a lot of really great entrepreneurs who are really interested in this space. And in Ottawa, you're also centered next to the federal government. And as we see a lot of I think things are pretty tumultuous right now. Things are going to change a lot over the next little while. And I think being here in Ottawa and being close to decision makers who are focused on building the kinds of systems and incentives we need in order to drive forward a clean tech industry, I think is going to be very interesting. I also think that when we look at Canada and Ottawa being the center of sort of the policy around this, we have an opportunity because the US, I think, is going to be stepping back over the next few years from clean tech in general. And the physics of the atmosphere don't really care what your politics are. Those issues are still going to exist, and there is a huge business opportunity in solving them. So if we have the opportunity here today to expand our scope and continue to be ambitious and look towards a more open field in Canada for clean tech, I think that's a huge opportunity, and I think Ottawa is a great place to leverage that.
So both of the panelists today, one of them a previous boss of mine, both mentors of mine, and both actually sit on the board of my own company today. What I think is most interesting in watching the evolution of clean tech is really seeing the passion meet the advancements of technology. And for Mike in particular, clean tech and really the environment has been a passion of his for many, many years. So watching him apply his technology career to that underlying passion and really, create change has been the best part to watch.
I always check about what Tech Tuesdays are up to on every Tuesday, every month, because they always bring interesting speakers. This one spoke directly to me because we're in the environment improvement, and what they're doing, saving 1,000 tons of carbon every year and aiming to do 10,000 tons of carbon every year, is exactly what we're doing at Green Carbon Products. We're looking to start by saving 1,000 tons of carbon and then scale our project up from there.
This episode of Techopia Live is brought to you by incredible sponsor Fidus Systems.
Founded in 2001 and based in Canada North, Fidus helps its customers innovate, design, and deliver. Fidus transforms ideas into the product that you've imagined. The award-winning team at Fidus are specialists in FPGA design, embedded software, hardware, ASIC RTL design and verification, and signal integrity. Fidus customers appreciate the precision-driven, first-time right approach with a 99% success rate and a 95% return rate. Fidus collaborates with many of the world's market leaders, including AMD, Cisco, Google, and Tesla. Fidus continues to set the standard for innovation and technical excellence. Fidus was recently awarded the prestigious AMD Partner of the Year, standing out among 39 AMD Premier Partners for its unmatched expertise. Fidus was also recognized as the Tech Company of the Year at the Best Ottawa Business Awards, celebrating its industry leadership, business achievements, and community impact. Book a design consult today by visiting Fidus.com.
Environment is very important, as we know. We live in a clean country, and it's important to use all the resources technology and clean tech is kind of goes hand in hand. And I think it's, as an entrepreneur, it's our goal is to keep our planet clean and getting an environment clean, and as well as all the tech. We all know that AI is using a lot of power, and there's a lot of people against batteries and things like that. So I think it's super important to understand how the clean tech evolves over time, so we can actually educate public about how this affects the planet, affects technology, and everything in between.
One of the things that's really interesting that Mike Kelland was talking tonight about in terms of the kind of intervention that Planetary Tech is making into the climate change space is a very specific. So, okay, let's work on CO2 and carbon reduction from oceans. But there's a whole bunch of clean tech in this region. There's a whole bunch of interventions that can be made, from electronic vehicles to forestry to like all kinds of clean tech. And I don't know where we're going with all of them, but what I like to see is how we're starting to think about some of the problems facing the world from a climate perspective, and then how tech can be part of the solution.
The clean tech sector is, over the next 4 years, there's going to be a lot of challenges because Trump has put the brakes on a lot of clean tech policies, and the strong companies will survive, and the companies who aren't strong and don't have commercial engagement will probably have difficulty getting through the next 4 years. What the U.S. does changes. It affects everything globally.
Techopia Live would not be possible without our amazing sponsors.
Techopia is brought to you by many great sponsors, such as EY, building a better working world; Fidus Systems, specialists in electronic product development; Hurley Robertson, Hill and McDougall, Ottawa's longtime leader in business and technology law; the University of Ottawa Faculty of Engineering, developing the next generation of tech talent. Techopia is not only a podcast. We post new articles daily at obj.ca/Techopia. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe and click the bell icon.
There you have it. We had an amazing time here at Tech Tuesday, learning all about how clean tech is emerging here in Ottawa and how there are so many companies making a huge difference in this industry and for the world. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Techopia Live here at Tech Tuesday.